Hi, I'm Valerie Brown of Travel Adventures with Valerie Brown, and I'm a senior travel blogger. And today's episode is going to be about changes with Carnival Cruise Lines for 2019 and 2020. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Carnival Splendor is out and the Panorama is in. And I've been on the Splendor many times. I'm sorry to see it go out. It's been a real stable cruise ship on the West Coast. But the new one is the Carnival Panorama. And the new thing about this one is it has a sky zone with a 24-hour trampoline in it. So I can just see the drinkers now going in there. Oh, let's go to the trampoline. But it is an enclosed trampoline. So that's one of the first of the changes. The next change is becoming more environmentally friendly. So Carnival has gotten rid of plastic straws, and they are offering paper straws if you ask for them, or they have edible sugar straws in the frozen drinks, or you can purchase stainless steel straws with a silicone tab at the top. The other change that they've made is they're no longer in the buffet only having individual butter packets and sugar packets. Now this does not apply to the sweeteners, the diet sweeteners, but it does apply to the sugar and the butter. And then the buffet only, they're going to offer a communal butter dish as well as the sugar. It'll be white sugar in a bowl. And they've also are taking the cereal now, and instead of using name brand cereals, they're just offering you a variety of cereals in big storage containers. And I don't know if you've ever been to Guy's Burgers, but that's by Guy Ferrari of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And he is now going to be offering breakfast with his burgers. I can't wait to try that. I love their burgers. Another change is going to be the Havana cabins, which is only found on the Carnival Vista ships, which I've not sailed on, so I don't know much about them. But I understand they are larger and they're more expensive. But they had available to the Havana cabins a Havana bar and a Havana pool. So the bar will remain there, but the pool will now only be used by Havana cabins passengers. A lot of people like to go there because it was quieter and there wasn't any children, no running around, but unfortunately it will only be available on the Vista ships for Havana cabin passengers. Many of you have heard of Faster to Fun. I really didn't know much about that. But Faster to Fun means that you can get on the boat early and leave earlier than everyone else. But it is a service charge of $80. But my friend Alan does it. He uses it every time because he'll take an early flight in to wherever he's sailing out of, and he can get on the ship at 10 a.m. And he goes and takes a nap. His room is ready for him the minute he gets on board, whereas everybody else has to wait until 1 o'clock. Another change for Carnival for 2019-20 is the gratuities. It was a gratuity of $15%, excuse me. It was a gratuity of 15% and it's gone up to 18%. But you know what? It's not that bad because 1.5% is going into the servers pool and the other 1.5% is going into the servers' uniforms as well as to their flights home to help them if they need it. So that's an okay thing. For 3 and 4 day cruises only, the beverage package has gone up from $54.95 a day. Well, excuse me, it will be $54.95 a day if you pre-purchase it. And if you purchase it on board, it's $59.95 per day. But that's only for the 3 and 4 day cruises. 5 days and longer, the beverage package will still be $51.95 per day. And another change, okay, you've always been able to travel on Carnival within the U.S. or in the Caribbean or in Mexico, and you could do it with you could really do it with just a birth certificate. But now any itinerary that adds Fort de France, Martinique on it, you will have to have a passport. And they will advise you of it, and it's your responsibility, and if you get to the ship, you're not going to be boarded. So Fort de France, you must have a passport. And now one of the things I think is great, I don't know if you're familiar with the Carnival Hub app, but that allows you to see whatever activities are going on during the day and plan your schedule. But one of the things they're going to allow now, and it's really not for public to know too much about, but the anytime dining. So I like to dine at 6:30 p.m. and I get there and I give your name and you have an hour and a half wait. But I want to eat at 6:30, and now you can pre-make your reservations for this at 8 o'clock in the morning or whenever you want during the day, and you don't have to stand in line. Your reservation will be honored on the Anytime Dining with the Carnival Hub app, which is great. Another new feature is you can now pre-book any of the specialty restaurants that they have on board, and they are fully refundable up until and including the day of your dinner, and that's nice. The only difference is the chef's table, and the chef's table will have a cancellation fee of $25 if you cancel after you have booked it, but that's the only one. Everything else is fully refundable. The Dr. Seuss breakfast for children is still available, but it has gone up $1 per person. So it's gone up from $5.50 per person to $6.50 per person, and it's offered on the last C day. And yes, they do serve green eggs and ham. This one I'm going to read directly because they have a new dress code, and they are no longer allowing any offensive messages on clothing, including nudity, profanity, anything of a sexual nature, negative ethnic or racial comments, or hatred or violence. And they're really cracking down on this. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your clothing for this cruise. Now, I'm Valerie Brown of Travel Adventures with Valerie Brown, and nobody has paid me to talk about them. Carnival hasn't paid me anything to talk about them. But I'm very excited about all these new changes they have, and I hope I have inspired you to travel. You can visit me at my website, newsletter blog, www.TAWVB.com. If you're on my YouTube channel now, please like, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, send it to your friends. And thank you for listening to me today.